Hey guys, just a couple updates on some equipment that I posted about a week or two ago. What I found with this Teac CD player, after tearing the whole thing completely apart and testing every resistor and every capacitor in there and all the solder and stuff, is that there's absolutely nothing wrong that I could find anyway. What did cure the problem with the CD spinning backwards is to just turn it on with no CD in it. Display comes on fine, everything seems to fire up okay if there's no CD that's in the unit when the power is turned on. Why that is, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of time to really get in depth to this. I had the main board out and checked it for bad solder and checked capacitors and resistors. I had this little secondary keyboard button out, checked all the resistors and capacitors on the front, all was good. This little audio board right here, I had it out, checked it, all the resistors and capacitors are spot on. I checked the motor on the bottom of this CD drive unit, and when the power switch is turned on, it does read a negative 0.3 or 4 volts, which it traces back to this motherboard, which goes into an IC right here underneath of that board, and it branches out all different kinds of directions. And you know, I'm not into a lot of modern electronics, so I do not know anything about a integrated circuit when it comes to this kind of stuff. The power supply is putting out the correct 13.6 volts. It does not go backwards when the power switch turns it on, so that is okay. But just to recap what this unit does do, you turn it on, and it's spinning backwards. And it'll continue to do that until it realizes it does not have a disc in it, or the disc's in wrong or going the wrong direction. No disc. So we reach up here and stop it. We eject it. Close it. Turn it off. Now we'll reboot it without a disc in it. Powering up. And it goes to no disc. And once you're powered up, put the disc back in. And as Emerald would say, bam, it's good to go. From there on, it does just fine. So as long as you don't start it up with the CD in it, I think it'll be okay. I'm going to quit messing with it and put the cover back on and put it back out in the garage with the stereo. Project 1. Check mark, at least as far as I'm concerned. Project 2. This cheap junk Belkin Ipod charger player thingamajigger that goes in your vehicle. I said I'd had this about 3.5 years. The battery in my truck went dead. Upon the battery being charged and reinstalled, the display quit working on this unit. And you cannot use any of the factory tuned buttons that are on here now. None of that works for whatever reason. I was something shorted out inside of there and quit. I tried to take the unit apart. It's basically press fitted together and it's glued down here, and you would virtually destroy the thing getting it apart. So I put it back together and I thought, well, you know, it's got an output jack for a tape, like a tape adapter for a CD player in your vehicle, or a audio output for like a line input on a vehicle radio, or in this case to a little Apple iPod transmitter. Believe it or not, that part actually works. So let's fire this up. There you can see we have battery power. It is charging the iPod. We'll turn our transmitter on at 88.7. Turn our radio on. And the buzzing you hear is just coming from the transformer. It's just interference to the FM band. We press play. That part works. Why, I don't know. Now I do notice if you play this on some louder music, because when this thing's plugged in, the volume control does not respond to the iPod. It's basically a line level output that you have to amplify with your car radio. Even when this part did work, that's the way it was set up. If you find a loud song, let's see here. Trying to find something loud. Like this. See how distorted that is? So there's some overmodulation going on there somewhere. Now this ain't the highest of quality FM transmitter. It's a very low powered, and you know, this is about spot on for its distance from a radio under normal circumstances. Now I got another little Belkin 4 position transmitter, but it's out in my truck and I'm not going to go out and get it. It's a little higher powered than this one is, and I ought to try it with that one to see if distortion is just maybe a low battery in that transmitter. But I will not leave this plugged into my vehicle again, even though it does work to this far down, you know.
Overcharged for excess baggage. Know your concourse, know your gate. Up this way, sir, not that way, sir. Airplane departs gate 68. Please, sir, may I see your ticket, fasten seatbelts. You can't smoke, beverage, anything you'd care for, sir. Roll out a coke. Boing, boing, 707. Going, skywardly, heavenly, higher than...
So, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and more to come.